Welcome. In this class, we will discuss a very important topic which is like as more as 24% of Rajya Sabha members face criminal cases. Now, Indian polity has been marred by the criminal cases going on with for the present and incumbent your members of parliament in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. But eventually over the years it has been seen that the numbers has been increasing instead of decreasing. Despite all the guidelines and efforts and judgments has been given by Supreme Court and the Election Commission of India, there are still the number is increasing. So in this video, we will discuss the latest ADR. ADR is an NGO which is Association for Democratic Reforms. They generally go for the survey and analyze that how many people are corrupt in the incumbent MPs. They collect data, they check for their criminal records, their educational background, and such things are done by ADR. So this particular number is also coming from the latest report by ADR, where they have mentioned that as more as 24% of Rajya Sabha members face your criminal cases. Now let's begin and see what are the major findings of this report are. So the first thing that report says that they have analyzed 229 of 233 Rajya Sabha seats. So Rajya Sabha seats, we all know that they filled by the representation from their states. That's why it is also called as a council of states. So because of it, what happened, they have analyzed 229 seats out of 233 Rajya Sabha seats which are occupied at present. The total strength of Rajya Sabha is 250. So they have realized that 54 MPs or 24% had declared criminal cases against them. And what is even more staggering is that 12% has declared serious criminal cases. So it's not even the criminal cases, the severity of criminal cases is for 12% of the MPs of Rajya Sabha, which is a lot. Another important finding that ADR report has given that out of 229 MPs, 203, which is a staggering 89% of those analyzed, has declared assets over 1 crore. So it's not only the criminal cases but the assets that they have declared with the government or with their parties shows that as more as 89% of them have the assets more than 1 crore. So these are the few findings that has been declared by the ADR report. Now let's also try to see what government has done in the past and specifically after the Supreme Court order. So if you have been following news, Supreme Court in its latest judgment has says that the political parties has to provide the details about the criminal background of their candidates, and more importantly they have asked the parties to give a like the reasoning why they have to choose such people. Like they have to really provide a reason why they have to choose people who have the criminal records against them. Like they have to explain why they cannot go for more cleaner politician, and specifically mentioned over there is you cannot give the reason like they will be able to get more votes. So that is one thing which Supreme Court in its latest judgment had talked about. Another thing which is there is they have made sure that you have to publish that information. So once the parties ask their candidates to disclose their criminal cases, now they have to publicize it as well. They have to publicize it in local, national, as well as very importantly on their social media handle. So we are in a place or we are in a phase of this world where most of the things have been coming online, and social media platform work as a medium through which information is rendered to the larger public. So because of it, Supreme Court in its order has specifically mentioned that social media handles of parties should disclose the information about the candidate who has earlier criminal cases against them. Also, it mentioned the guideline about by what time they have to declare it. So it says that they have to be published within 48 hours of selection of candidates. So like once a candidate is selected, they have to provide the information to all the newspaper, national newspaper and social media within the 48 hours period, or even less than 2 weeks before the first date for filing nomination, whichever is earlier. So if the filing of nomination is like tomorrow, then they have to provide it today, because in that case 48 hours is a longer window. So in that case, you have to understand that Supreme Court has made sure that the criminal record of the candidate is publicized. Now let's also see why this particular thing is a cause of concern. So Supreme Court has said that this is alarming. So if you see, as I was mentioning earlier, that the MPs with pending criminal cases has been increasing. See, from 24% in 2004, it has come to 43% in 2019, which is like, despite all the kind of information which is available to the media and to the people now because of the earlier judgments, is still the people with criminal cases has been going on. So ADR, as I have mentioned earlier, is one of the organization which talks about how we can reform the electoral process in our country, how other things could be done. So another like other things that you have to do in this context is to understand what kind of information is provided. So go ahead and read about what is RPA. RPA 1951 is the Representation of People Act, and under it there are many sections which define the qualification for a candidate. So you go ahead and read about them. Other thing that you have to read about is the ADR. What is your Association for Democratic Reform? They talk about it, what kind of information they have already rendered. There was a famous ADR versus Union of India case, in which they have actually talked about that how providing the educational qualification of candidate, it's mandatory, and Supreme Court has ruled in that this come under the right to information, and which is also a part of right to freedom of expression. So these things have been already decided by the Supreme Court. Another thing in terms of your electoral reform, you have to look at the Inderjeet Gupta committee report. So Inderjeet Gupta committee report has come up with something called as state funding of election, how the state funding of election could actually help in decreasing the corrupt practices surrounding the election process in India. So these are few things you have to learn moving ahead of the latest finding. So whenever you are reading any current affair, try to look at from the broader perspective and link from your previous knowledge, so you can have the broader understanding and could write answer in a more prominent way. So if a question comes in your mains examination about the electoral reform in India, or what kind of actions has been taken by the judiciary or the civil society, then you have to mention all the judgments which has been rendered by the Supreme Court and the efforts from the ADR, and there is another organization which also works for that, is PUCL. So these things you have to remember while going forward with your preparation. I hope you have understood the implication of the latest report and like this video. If for any doubt, please comment. Thank you.